Hi Stampers and Crafters, it's Ruth here from Artful Stampin. Welcome to my channel. And so today we're going to be making this card here. Now in the new catalogue there is a beautiful new suite called the Magnolia Lane, and it contains obviously images of magnolias, and it has dies and various other things. Now out of this suite at the moment I just have the papers, and I thought it would be nice to create a card a little bit inspired by the colours that are used in it and some of the images, but without the stamps. So this is my take on it. So instead of using the Magnolias stamp set, I'm going to be using this one here called Beautiful Promenade. It's one that came out last year and it is still available in our current catalogue. The colours I've chosen, I've been directly inspired by the ones in that suite. So I have Mossy Meadow, Petal Pink, So Saffron and Soft Suede. So before I get started stamping, I'm just going to put my stamping mat ready, as the stamps I'm using are photopolymer. So the main image is this beautiful flower here, and I'm going to be using soft suede for that one. I want to create a bit of a frame around the card, so I'm going to be stamping around the edge. And as you can see, I'm using the second generation stamping technique, where you stamp and then stamp again to get a lighter colour. Then into the centre of the soft suede flowers, I'm putting some of the lovely So Saffron. It's a lovely muted kind of yellow. And I'm re-inking for that second flower. Going to use Mossy Meadow for this lovely kind of, it's a bit of a, it looks like a kind of corner floral flourish, but you can use it however you like, and I'm choosing to have it again go around the edge of the card to create a lovely framed kind of look. And then I've got a leaf here, and you can choose to use that for, sorry, you can choose to use green or pink or whatever you want, and I'm going to just do that in a bit of pink. And it's worth, when doing a design like this, just looking at where the gaps are in the design and look to fill those in. So there you have a simple frame design to go around a card there. Now in the centre I want to put some designer series paper, and initially I was kind of inspired by this one, but I felt that this was far too busy then to be putting onto this card, so I decided to use the stripe side, and this is too big, so I've deliberately cut this slightly bigger because I'm going to be tearing it. So this square actually measures 4 by 4 inches, or approximately 10 by 10 centimetres, and that just gives you a bit of space to be able to do some tearing down of the paper. And if you want to, you can keep hold of these pieces for maybe a collage project later on. There we go, perfect size now. Now the other thing I quite like to do is to actually fold back, or to try and scroll back the edges, and because it's a darker colour behind, it creates this natural framing of this paper here. Now if you're not really into shabby chic and don't like that type of thing, well, that's fine. You can just cut your paper down to 3 inches by 3 inches and perhaps put a darker matting layer, maybe a piece of soft suede behind that piece of paper. But I don't mind the shabby chic look, and I like the texture, so that's why I'm doing it this way. Then of course you can stamp your sentiment and then stick that in the middle. Now, but before you do that, it's quite fun to decorate the background before putting your sentiment on. And I did this by using this diamond design and some of the So Saffron, Now I know you might be going, Ruth, why aren't you putting some grid paper on your stamping mat? That's because I've discovered it's really easy to clean these off. You just need a little bit of water, and it's very easy to actually clean these mats. So I'm not going to worry too much. The other thing you can do is add a little bit of extra colour then to the piece here, and I've just got my a little blender here, and I'm just going to add an extra bit of yellow around the edges just to soften the edges of that. The other thing you can do is add some extra yellow to the edges of your design here too. So when it comes to actually assembling your card, as you can see on my original one here, I've actually used recycled some pieces of cardstock, well, it's backing paper really, and I've created some dimension by sticking some squares behind my sentiment. Now, because I'm unsure of what sentiment to put on this, I'm actually going to leave it blank. So I'm going to put it together but leave the central portion until I know who I'm going to be giving the card to. And I wanted to just share that with you so you don't feel that every time you make a card you actually need to know exactly who you're making it for. Sometimes we go through, you know, periods where we just like to make a whole batch of cards, and it's absolutely okay not to know who the recipient is right now. So if you are like me and that happens, then just don't stamp the sentiment and don't stick down the actual sentiment layer until you're ready to give it away. So I'm just going to stick this then onto my card base. So for those who are interested, this card base measures 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, or if you're in the UK, that's 14.5 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres. And so the layer inside measures 5.5 inches, or 14 centimetres by 14 centimetres. So here we are, just putting on this layer because that's fine to stick that one down. And there you go. So that goes in the middle. And I'm just going to kind of keep that with it because I'm not ready to use it just yet. Right, well, I hope you like my card. Here's the original one. Oh, I've just forgotten. I've added a little piece of lace to this one, which I haven't done to this one yet, but I can do that when I'm ready to send it. And this one I stamped onto very vanilla cardstock, and this one I stamped onto Whisper White. So you can see the slight variation there, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up, and it's always lovely to hear from folks, so please leave a comment if you would like to comment on this, or if you have any questions. And don't forget that you can, if you're from the UK, you can order a free catalogue from me and be able to order these products straight away by clicking on the link to my shop. Take care for now, and see you again soon. Bye!